Green.
Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist.
Nick Murray.
A young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Of course, the differences between the real Knight Rider and myself is the real Knight Rider, the voices come from the car, whereas with myself, the voices are all in my head. But anyway, you're probably going, Nick, what have you done? You've traded that beautiful grey, brand new Macan S that you had for this hideous green Macan S. What's going on? Well, yes, let me first of all talk about the colour. Secondly, talk about why I got this model again and not the turbo, and a few other things about this car. So yes, I got the original grey Macan S. It was a bit of a impulse buy from my dealership because they had most of everything that I wanted. And don't get me wrong, that car was the best driving, most comfortable, pleasant car I have ever owned. So nice. However, the colour, yes, the colour. I brought the grey because I thought it looked great in the showroom. But the first day I drove it to work, I parked it in the parking lot and I looked back at it and went, oh shit. Not only am I now a middle-aged man driving an SUV, which is in itself a problem, but I had joined the morass of mediocrity that is people driving grey, white or black cars. Yep. I don't know when the world turned into a 1950s television show, but look around. Every car is grey, white or black. Almost. I mean, we're talking 90%, I think. I didn't want to be part of that, and it made me not love that car. Even though that was a great car, I didn't wash it, I didn't care for it. It was just too dull. So yeah, within a couple of days, I went back and I ordered this green monstrosity here. The difference is like black and white. Like every day someone comes up to me in this car going, oh my God, that is an amazing color. Oh, that is fantastic. And for me personally, I go and look at it in the garage before I go to sleep at night. I'm washing it in the middle of the night because I love it so much. It's the same car, but just a different color. And it makes such a huge difference to the way I see it and the way other people see this car. Obviously, not everybody wants a loud green car, I understand that. And I apologize if I'm offending any of you poor boring bastards that have got a black, white, grey, silver car. You can go ahead and hit the dislike on this video right now. But yeah, no, honestly, I understand that as well. Everybody wants a neutral color, so not everybody wants this crazy color. Also, you could argue, how do I have the hubris to buy a bright green car when I have abused the yellow Porsche owners and of course even said negative things about the sapphire blue color in the past? Well, yes, I admit it's still better to own a yellow Porsche than it is to own a boring colored Porsche. And the sapphire blue, well, I've never really liked it on the Macan. I love it on things like the Boxster and the Cayman and so forth. And it is still a very interesting color. So yeah, that's why I went and bought a green car, and I absolutely love the color. I know color shouldn't be such a big deal, but to me, yeah, this color is blowing me away. So the next question is, why did I get a Macan S again? Because at the time I purchased this car, the turbo was available. And I love the turbo, especially with that new 2.9 litre engine. I'll do a review on one soon. Just incredible. Just that engine really makes the car come alive. It is the best Macan you can buy, no doubt about it. I think people that have got the money should always buy the turbo. It is that engine is the only engine in the range currently that almost overcomes the weight deficit that these cars have. And when I say almost, I think it could even have a little bit more power again. But here's the thing. I had to ask myself, would I get $20,000 more fun out of owning a turbo over an S? And the answer is a flat no, because I don't really drive this car as a sports car. This is my daily driver, my dog car. I don't even use the power in this car, so a turbo would be completely wasted on me. The other thing is I sort of question these performance SUVs or that class of car. Like, everybody's been asking me why I didn't get the BMW X3M with the competition pack, which is like 500 horsepower now. But I wonder, who needs that car? The reality is, yes, the Macan is the best handling car in this class, no doubt about it. It handles great, but you can oil up a hippo and put racing stripes on it. It might slip into the water a little faster, but it's still a hippo. Yes, these cars are still 4,500 pounds, and they can't overcome the laws of physics. They handle great for what they are, but they're no sports cars. And I laugh to myself whenever I see the comments on there. Oh, my Macan GTS or my Macan Turbo, it handles and sounds as good as a sports car. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It handles well for the class of car it is, but it's nothing like a sports car. Nothing like a sports car. These are luxury cars with a little bit of sporting handling, which I appreciate. I completely love the way they drive. I just don't pretend like it's a sports car. It's a luxury car to me. So yeah, turbo would have been nice if I had, definitely if $20,000 didn't bother me, I'd get the turbo, but I'm never going to use it, so the S model is perfectly fine by me. So we'll stop here and we'll have a look at what I got on this car. First of all, what I didn't get, what I had on my previous S, which I dropped because I just didn't need it. And probably the big ticket item is the Sport Chrono pack, which is the little button on the side here and the Sport Chrono clock and the ability to do launch control. As I said, this is not a sports car to me. I never use the Sport Chrono, what a waste. And the thing about the Sport Chrono is that it moves the buttons up to here, whereas with the Macans, there's so many blank buttons, it's nice to move them back down here. So I actually like not having the Sport Chrono because I get all the buttons back down the bottom here. And in the US at least, when you don't get Sport Chrono, you get a regular clock, and it's nice to have the regular clock. So Sport Chrono, waste of money for me. I also didn't get the Porsche crest on the headrest. This is not a legacy model. You know, I can understand that doing that in a 911, but you'd never notice in this car. And lots of little changes to cosmetic items, like I didn't get the silly silver gas cap. I got the black one, which in my mind looks so much better. I didn't even get the coloured crests on the wheels, because the black and white ones look fine to me and I can always swap them out. I didn't get the coloured blades on the side. I might still do that at a later date, but I quite like the contrast of the black on there. I changed the roof rails and the outer trim to black because that looks better with this colour. And so because I took off all of those little trim items and the Sport Chrono, the price of this car turned out to be exactly the same brand new price as the grey car. So the two big ticket items that I added to this car that the old car didn't have is the air suspension. Air suspension, when you've got the 21-inch wheels, is nice to have. It just smooths out the ride a little bit. But what I really love about the air suspension is it allows the car to be lowered. I think the car looks a little high on its suspension otherwise, but having it lowered makes it look just right. And of course, it's nice to have the air suspension. It is a slightly softer ride. It's not a miracle worker like some people claim it is. It's just a small percentage better ride than the steel suspension. Because the steel suspension in this refreshed Macan is excellent. So if you're getting the 20 or the 21-inch wheels, you're perfectly fine with a steel suspension. At no time in the grey car did I think, oh, the ride's too rough. No, it's fine. Just the air suspension smooths it out just a little bit more, and of course allows you to lower the car, which is cool. The other big ticket item was I upgraded the wheels from the Spider wheels, which were beautiful but impossible to clean, to the new turbo style wheels, which I think are absolutely beautiful and suit this colour perfectly. And I like the way they curve into the middle, and they're much easier to clean. So yeah, they are 4,000 eye-watering dollars, so they're an expensive option. Damn Porsche, but yeah, I think they're the nicest wheels for this style car in this colour. So let's quickly just go through my spec list. Obviously I got the Macan S, $60,000, the Mamba Green, $700. I got the leather interior in black. So the leather interior is it's not the full leather, it's just partial leather. It's leather up here on the dash, it's leather on the where you touch basically. It's just leather on these areas. They don't put leather on the side trim here. It's a nice in between. I would have liked to have got a lighter interior or a different interior, but this is my dog car. So black interior is the hardest wearing, so I went with boring black on the interior. You know, With the green on the outside, you can do a number of different options. Even the brown on the inside would look quite good. So yeah, but boring black interior. I got the Premium Package Plus, which I think just about everybody gets, which has got some nice features. The panoramic sunroof, the LED matrix headlights, Porsche dynamic lighting system, the auto dimming mirrors, the Porsche entry and drive, the adaptive 18-way sport seats. There's not a big difference between the 18 ways and the 14 ways in the Macans, but yeah, the 18 ways are very, very nice. So they're only a fraction more, $300 I think. So they're nice. With the memory package, seat heating front and rear, which is nice. Seat ventilation, the excellent Bose surround sound system, and the Apple CarPlay with Siri. And of course, I'll talk about what the changes are between the 2019 and 2020 in a minute. But yeah, with the 2020, the wireless CarPlay is quite seamless and works very well. And on the outside, I've got roof rails in high gloss black, window trim in high gloss black because it goes with this color. Air suspension, as I said, rises and lowers the car. The wheels, as I said, $4,000. The tinted and thermal glass, which just once again looks good with this color. The excellent adaptive cruise control, which I've talked about in previous videos. Not that I use adaptive cruise control much, only when I'm going long distance, but I really like the passive safe warning system where it warns you if you're about to have a collision. That's excellent. And of course, steering wheel heating because I live in the Arctic here in Connecticut. So those are the options, and it was just over $80,000 this car. Whereas if I'd got the turbo, it would have been about $100,000. So it just wasn't worth it for me. So Smudge, what about 2019 to 2020? Well, there's not meant to be any differences according to Porsche, but of course there are some differences between the 2019 like I had and the 2020. First of all, in the storage compartment, they've gone from regular USB to USB-C for plugging things in. They've also done a couple of little minor trim changes. I've noticed the gear lever is slightly different now. It used to have a rough edge to it in the previous models. Now it's got a smooth edge to it. And there's some changes to the PCM as well. Obviously the Apple CarPlay works wirelessly very easily now. They've also broken a couple of things. I can't get the Porsche ID to stick, like it'll take it, but it refuses to load it each time. And there's meant to be little Porsche apps on your phone where you can see the status of your car when you're away from it and all that sort of stuff. And I've loaded them all. I've loaded the Porsche My Porsche, the Porsche Connect, the Porsche Car Connect, the Porsche Good to Know. All of the apps are on my phone here. And I spent like 2.5 hours at the Porsche dealer trying to get them to work, and the service department trying to get them to work, and we just couldn't get them to work. We can't get it connected. They show every single Porsche car I've ever owned, but it just won't connect to this car. And it seems to work seamlessly on the 911 and on the Panamera, and I think on the Cayenne, but on this car, apparently it's a common problem at the moment. They just have a lot of trouble getting those working. So when they work, because a lot of people ask me, how do I get those apps to work with the car on the Macan, because everyone seems to have trouble. When I figure it out, I'll let you know and we'll do a video on that. But of course I still made a mistake in the configuration of this car. One little mistake which I think I can correct later on, and that is I put the piano black trim is still in here. I should have got a different trim for the interior. The piano black is so ugly. Yeah, I meant to get the chestnut trim on the inside, but it is possible to buy that and just replace them. There's 6 panel parts that just come out, so I'll do that at a later date. No big deal, we can change that out. But as I said, I just love this car. In fact, I was out 10:30 the other night washing it because I just love it so much. And yes, I meant to do another video on the rapid dry towels, which I try and promote. Not that they pay me any money to do that, but I do sell them in my shop, so I try and promote them because I believe they are the very best product. They really work very well for me. So yeah, whenever I'm washing my car, I use the rapid dry towels, not just on the outside, but on the inside. This is my green Macan. I love it so much. It's not a sports car. I will get a sports car soon enough, but in the meantime, yep, I'm living the green life. Green jacket, green everything, yes. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching, my friends. I'll see you in the next video. Bye then. And if you're wondering where to acquire the ridiculous t-shirts that I wear in my videos, they're all here in my store, all your favorites, including offensive stamps and my rapid dry towels as well. Yes, Nick Murray t-shirts, being a little inappropriate since 2016.